Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Tuesday tip, and in this week's video we're going to be talking about iPhone video accessories. So let's just jump right into it and start with the first one, and that's going to be this iPhone charge case. So I picked this up off Amazon for $36 and I've used it for a couple weeks now and it's not let me down yet. I like this one because it doesn't have this bulky bottom piece that most of the others have. And it was cheap. I haven't had to use a battery pack or external charger with this thing since I got it, and before I got this thing, I had to use one every single time I went to make a video with my phone. If you've looked into these before, you know that these things range anywhere from 20 bucks to 120 bucks. And I would say from this one being only $36, I would probably buy one of these because if you're doing action sports video, chances are you're pretty rough on your phone. And if you break one of these, you can buy another one and still only have half the cost of something like a Mophie. I used to have another one called the Thin Charge, which I paid $60 for, and it was around the same size and form factor, but I definitely wouldn't say that it was worth $60. So if you're going to be doing action sports video, I definitely recommend picking one of these less expensive ones up just in case you're hard on it and you break it. This one is the Smithy iPhone charge case. I'll leave a link to this and everything else that I've talked about in the description below. So the next thing I want to talk about are tripods. I've got a couple different options here. The one on the left has stiff legs and you can pull out these extenders for the feet and make it a little bit taller. And if you do action sports video, you know that sometimes you need to get the phone or camera a little bit higher because it changes the angle, and sometimes you just need to be a little bit higher to make things look right. The next one is more of one of these Gorilla Pod style tripods with the articulating legs so that you can wrap them around things and get your camera into places that you normally wouldn't be able to. This is the one that I carry around with me all the time because it lets you wrap the legs around something like the railing on the ramps at the skate park or even a tree branch. It just lets you put the camera in more unconventional places than you can with something like this, because with this you need a flat surface to put it on or it's going to fall over and just not work out. So this is the one that I use more often. Both of these you can find for $20 or less on Amazon, and I'll leave links to those in the description below. And the last thing I want to talk about are clip-on iPhone lenses. These can be found on Amazon for less than $10. I would never spend more than $10 on one of these because most of them give you the same image quality and are coming from the exact same place. Unless you're buying something extremely fancy, like the giant fisheyes that have cases even, don't bother spending a ton of money on these because they're going to give you the same results. And I've got my phone here, and we'll show you somewhat what it looks like. You just clip it onto your phone. I try and look and make sure it's centered up with the camera. And here you see that the photo setting definitely gives you some vignetting, but when you switch over to video, all of that vignetting is gone. One thing that kind of sucks about these is that the image stabilization on your phone doesn't care that there's a fisheye here, and if you move the phone around while you're filming with it, you're going to get that vignetting in the corners and it's going to move around. But that's not really a huge deal, and most of the time when I use this, it's on a tripod like this one or this one here. So we'll take it off, kind of show the difference. No fisheye and fisheye. So you can see that you can see a lot more. And with these kits, usually they come with more than one lens. This is the fisheye 180 degrees, it says. And the other one I have here is a wide angle lens, which I've never used. So we're going to see what that looks like for the first time. All right, so here's what we're looking at with no lens on here, and here's the wide angle. So it definitely gives you a wider field of view than just the normal iPhone camera, but not as wide as the fisheye. And you know, if you're doing action sports video, you'd rather just have the fisheye so you can have it as wide as possible, because most of the time we can't control where we have to put the camera. Now, there's also a third option here if you look close, it says macro. So you can screw off the top of the wide angle. Oops, dropped it. And now you have a macro lens. So let's see what that looks like. All right, so we've got some tiny little writing here on this case. You can already read it decently. Let's see what putting this lens on here does for us. Focus. So it looks like you have to be close with these, but check that out. Let's see how close we can get. Looks pretty good. You can get extremely close. This is how people get those macro shots that you see on Instagram of like coins and other things of that nature. I've got a buddy who makes fishing lures. He posts a lot of macro shots with those. So yeah, those are the screw-on fisheye lenses. Looks like you can't put the fisheye onto the macro. Either way, these are some of the accessories that I'll use on a weekly basis with my videos. Another thing about these clip-on lenses is that when you have a charge case and it's thicker like this and you clip it on, there's pretty much no way to get away from the vignetting that you get with them. So it's kind of a trade-off. It's either you take your case off and use the clip, or you deal with some vignetting. Either way, it doesn't bother me too much, and I make my videos with my phone still. So hopefully you found this video useful. I'll have links to everything here in the description below, and thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.